Good morning or good afternoon, whichever you are on watching. If you're on and you see this live right here, that means that you are watching me live. If you can, please hit that subscribe bell or subscribe and hit that like so the channel will know what you like. And please also hit that notification bell so you know when I will go live. This right here, I am talking about the Texas news and school closures. That is crazy. I have pulled up. Let's hear what this has to say. Let me.
Mesh your space with new flooring from NFM.
We don't want to
Shop
hear
our
this,
huge
so
selection of carpet and hardwood.
let me
The right
go ahead
texture.
and tell you myself. North Texas, nearly 2 dozen independent school districts North Texas are closing their doors due to a rise of COVID cases, shortages of available teachers and staff. While the largest school districts in North Texas, Dallas, and school districts in North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Garlic, and Plano will have classes as usual. The surge in COVID cases in Texas has resulted in deep cleansing and lights out for many schools. Let me know where y'all are from and if y'all schools are closed as well. And I am talking like this because I'm not feeling well myself, but mine is um, due to the allergies because my allergies act up when the cedar and the pollen is up. But if you go to the hospital in my town, they will tell you uh, that you need to go get checked. But I have very bad allergies. Now, I found this article. It says Schumer eyes final reckoning over voting rights and filibuster rule. Let's read what this has to say. Okay, Schumer eyes final reckoning over voting rights and filibuster. Okay, Washington for voting rights legislation, a major showdown is drawing near. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York told Democratic colleagues in a letter Wednesday that he will force a procedural vote on the Freedom to Vote Act and John Lewis Voting Right Advancement Act. To make this happen, he will use a quirk in the rules to allow floor debate on the bills, both of which have majority support in the 50-50 Senate. But advancing the measures to vote on final passage requires 60 senators to break filibusters, with Democrats have no realistic hope of achieving because Republican opposition. Once bills are filibustered, we will need to change the Senate rules, as been done many times before, Schumer said. In a letter which had been obtained by NBC News. But Democrats don't have the 50 votes they need to pierce the filibuster rule using the so called nuclear option. I'm sorry, I'm running out of breath because of my allergies. Kirsten Sinema, Democrat out of Arizona, and Joe Manchin, Democrat Washington out of West Virginia, remain reluctant to the change rules, and there is scant evidence that they are likely to budge. Still, Democrat leaders are focusing their rhetoric on Republicans. If the right to vote is the cornerstone of our democracy, then how can we, in good conscience, allow for a situation in which the Republican Party can debate and the voter suppression laws at the state level with only simple majority vote, but not allow the United Senate to do the same? Schumer said Wednesday's letter, in the coming days, we will most likely confront the sobering question together. The Freedom to Vote Act has no Republican support in the Senate. The John Lewis bill has one GOP backer, Lisa of Alaska. Schumer spoke out of the Schumer spoke out a day after Joe Biden gave a fiery speech calling for changing the filibuster rule, if necessary, to pass the two election overhaul bills and overcome former President Donald Trump's big lie about a stolen 2020 election, which has fueled voting restrictions at the state level. What do y'all think of that? As an institutionalist, I believe that the threat of our democracy is so grave that we must find a way to pass these voting bills, debate them to vote. Let majority prevail, Biden said, and if that bare minimum is blocked, we have no option to change Senate rules, including rid of the filibuster for this. Senate Majority Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, a Republican out of Kentucky, who fiercely opposes the two bills. He said states should be able to set their own election rules. Unlike Democrats, he has said there is no problem with the voting limits, that there are being enacted in numerous Republican-led states. McConnell said Biden's speech featured rhetoric unbecoming a president of the United States. Manchin said Wednesday that Biden had a good speech, but he offered no indication that he has changed his mind about a filibuster. We're all still talking, he said. He understands, we all understand how the Senate works. Sinema office declined to comment. The positions of both will come clear in the next few days. Schumer has said he wants to hold the votes no later than Monday, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Schumer's strategy to force the votes rests on little used congressional procedure in which the House could send a bill to the Senate in a way allows Democrats to bypass one of the 260 votes, filibuster votes, that most legislation is subject to in the upper chamber. The House kicked off the process Wednesday evening with a meeting of the Rules Committee to send the legislation vehicle to the Senate. Once the House sends a bill across the Capitol, Senate Democrats will be able to start debate the voting right bills with a simple majority, which Republicans have blocked them from doing in the past. We will finally be able to get one on the bill. Senate Tim Kaine, Democrat out of Virginia, told reporters. What happens next till TBD, but the Republicans cannot filibuster us getting on the bill anymore. Republicans are guaranteed to filibuster into the floor debate, which would prevent a final vote on the legislation. I'm trying to figure out if he wants to lose once or twice. Senator John Cornyn, the Republican out of Texas, said of Schumer's gambit. But I think we know what the outcome is going to be. Senator Ben Cardin, Democrat out of Maryland, acknowledged the challenges for Democrats. There's growing conscience among Democrats and Republicans on the need for rules change. It's difficult to do during a debate on one bill, he said. Patty Murray of Washington, the number 3 Democrat in the Senate, hasn't given up on winning. I think everybody realizes that this is a critical issue of time. It is important that we find a way to make sure that the history is on our shoulders. Right now, we have a way to move forward. I don't think we can prejudge the outcome of this at all. So what do y'all think of that? This is just crazy. Our government is just acting crazy. It is just crazy. I'm so sorry about my congestion. It's making y'all hard to hear me. It's just crazy. This whole pandemic is just crazy. Has everybody going crazy and stuff. Okay, the state I live in Texas, South Texas, Beeville, Texas, and it just said Governor Abbott receives a Blue Shield Award. Let's see what it says. Governor Abbott receives a Blue Shield Award. Austin, Texas. On Wednesday, January 12th, Governor Abbott delivered remarks at the State of Texas Troopers Association Award presentation. He also reaffirmed the state of Texas' unwavering support for law enforcement. Both took place at the Governor Mansion in Austin, Texas. The governor then received the association's Blue Shield Award. Public servants who demonstrate exceptional comment and dedication to defending law enforcement officers qualify for this award. For Texas is a law and order state, and we will always ensure that law enforcement officers have resources and support they need to keep our communities safe, said Governor Abbott. That is why I'm proud to sign legislation and reforms our broken bell system, enhances, protects for law enforcement officers in the line of duty, and stops cities from defunding the police. Nothing is more important than safety and security of our communities. And I thank members of the Texas State Troopers Association and all our law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line every day to serve and protect our fellow Texans. That is what Governor Abbott said. Okay. Oh my goodness. Child under 10 years old in Houston, Texas, youngest confirmed in COVID death. I just seen this on the news. Houston City officials announced on Wednesday that the death of my deepest condolences first before I read this news. Houston City officials announced on Wednesday that the death of a little girl this past October is the youngest confirmed pediatric COVID-19 death on record. According in the city, the child was under the age of 10. Black and the underlying health conditions, neonomic, I cannot pronounce that word, sequencing did not identify the variant of the virus that infected her. Other information about the child has not made available due to the privacy laws in the city said. My deepest condolences to the family of this child, and my prayers go out to you as well. That is so sad. Inflation is hitting and the food prices are hitting hard. Here's how to save at the supermarket. Let me see if they have video. Nope, they don't even have all they have is inflation increasing at its fastest rate in decades. And anyone who has been in the supermarket lately can tell that one of the hardest groups is its foods, and that is true. I can't even go to the store to buy a steak without it being one steak costs $20. A piece of bacon or a package of bacon is like $5. It's like ridiculous. The cost of bacon is up more than 18% from the last year. Meanwhile, chicken and egg prices have swelled more than 10%. If your grocery bill is budget, here are some tips to reduce. 1. Stock up on staples. Make sure your kitchen and pantry always stocked with certain basics. Experts say doing so will allow you to buy fewer items in such weeks. Some of the useful foods to have on hand include eggs, pasta, rice, beans, bread, canned tomatoes, frozen vegetables, and fruits and onions and potatoes. Good enough. A self-care cookbook. Consider buying these products in large quantities if you have space to cut costs. Many meals can be made with these ingredients. That is so true. Come prepared. Don't show up to the supermarket without a grocery list. That's something I always do. I go shopping and I do go to the grocery list, but I also come out with more than what I should buy. Is that what y'all do? More from the personal finance. If you decide eating certain foods on repeat, sad or monotonous, or like so much else life, you could choose to look at it more positively. Having some breakfast every day for a week can be more comforting and simplify things both wallet and wise and decision wise, Brown said. Then you could do something else the next week so you don't feel bored. Meanwhile, shopping with the grocery list probably won't prevent you with impulsive buys. Even if you stick to them somewhat, that is great. Look for the best deals. That's what I do. Take a look at your grocery list before you decide where to do your buying, said Aaron Clark, the author of the Well Platted Cookbook. Then try to find the store that offers the best value on particular items that you're looking for. Here, I only have two grocery stores actually, which is Super Walmart and HEB. So I have to compare out of the two. Okay. Billy Vasquez, who runs the 99-cent Chief blog, said he picks many of his non perishable items, including mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, dry pasta, beans, and tortilla chips, at his local dollar store. Hmm. Maybe that's something I should start doing. Timing is everything with Vasquez added. Buying with fruit and veggies in season, he said, they are often on sale. Good idea. Around St. Patrick's Day, Memorial Day, and Independence Day, you can find steep discounts on prices like corned beef, carrots, cabbage, turkey, duck, roast ham, boxed stuffing, hamburgers, and hot dogs, many of which can be stored in the freezer for long periods. Year round generic and store brand tend to be the cheapest varieties. That's what I do. I buy store brands because you cannot tell the difference. Buying more canned and veg and frozen vegetables, which season, aren't in season, is another evergreen choice. Change your menu. Meat and dairy tend to be more expensive. Items in the supermarket, and especially of late in response, aim make more meals that don't rely on them. Essential ingredient. Brown, using the meat sparingly as flavor, like adding a bit of bacon to a mushroom risotto, is more economical, she said. Consuming less meat also helps you lower your environmental footprint, she added. Buying foods with longer last shelf life can cut your trips to the supermarket altogether. Certain produce may save more time than others. Cabbage, carrots, Brussels sprouts, and beets can last for 2 weeks or longer when stored in the crispier drawer, Clark said. Delaying your return is always good for your wallet. Every time you walk to the store, there's an opportunity for impulse purchasing to drive up the bill. Those are some really good tips for saving. How interesting. I learned something as well. 8,000 Delta airline employees tested positive for COVID 19 for weeks. Now, I have a quick question for those of y'all that are watching. If y'all are watching, have y'all noticed that ever since the COVID 19, have y'all noticed that the allergies, the flu, and the pneumonia have disappeared, the regular and the flu, and that how the COVID and the Omicron and the Delta has all taken over all these minor diseases? Like I went in to the ER room, I was diagnosed not for my allergies, but they have COVID on my paper. They did no blood work or nothing, but they put COVID and had me for 5 days. I have to um, be quarantined for 5 days and then tested, did no blood work. It was weird. But minus allergies. It's weird. Everything is weird here nowadays. Around 8,000 of 75,000 Delta Airlines employees tested positive for COVID-19. Now, I did have my shots, 2 of them. I'm not getting boosters because I don't know about this. This is really weird about this. In the last 4 weeks, adding to the thousands of flights canceled over the holiday season, Delta CEO Ed Baston confirmed that Omicron variant ripped through the company and that employees are returning to work, allowing operations to continue. The company reported a loss for quarter and experts more losses for the quarter of the year. I don't understand. You can have your shots, be fully vaccinated, and still get it. I don't understand this. This is really weird. Really, really weird. Well, I just wanted to come on here. Oh, wait. U.S. early spring temperature outlook. Wow. This is just really crazy. Really, really crazy. Now, I'm not going to give no false news or high up stimulus news or nothing, but I have gave y'all some great news about the. Oh yeah, y'all don't see me because of I do that now. Those of y'all that have subscribed to my channel, be on the lookout out for my Bella. She's my pet dog. She does have a bark box coming in pretty soon, and please hit that like and that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so y'all could see her bark box. Thank you for watching, and y'all have a blessed day. God bless you all, and thank y'all for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.